Welcome back, friends. I'm Rob Booker, and we're on Metatrader Tour Part 3 of our Metatrader usage and learning series. Don't know why I'm just blabbering on about all that. Welcome back. I'm glad to have you. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to look at this top menu, the words at the top of the screen, and we're going to walk through each of those. And that's looking pretty good, Nate? Everybody look? All right, nice. Thought we would zoom in for everybody. The first one is the File menu. The File menu is really cool, and you're going to spend a lot of time there. New charts, open up an offline version of Metatrader, open deleted, so if you delete a chart or you mess something up, you can bring it back. You can load a profile. I don't ever use profiles, but that's a way to save the entire layout, all the charts and everything. You can close a chart straight from the File menu. You can save a chart as a picture straight from the File menu. I think that saves the entire Metatrader installation. So if you're wondering how to send a screenshot to a friend or something else, Open Data Folder is really important. Now when you open the data folder, this is a giant version of it, but this data folder is where all of your custom indicators and all of your custom robots, this is where everything's going to get loaded. And when we talk about loading custom indicators, we're going to go to that folder, and that's going to be really important. So to continue on in the File menu, you can open an account from this menu, log into your trading account, log into the MQL5 trading community, which is just irrelevant and we don't care. And then there are some print options which you will rarely or never use. The next button is the Insert menu. And Insert is going to deal only with the current chart that's open, or the active chart right now. And if you use the Insert menu, you can insert an indicator from this menu. So if I click on Insert Indicator and I choose Accelerator Oscillator, it will then pop up a box here which lets me change the settings for the accelerator oscillator. And if I click OK, it's going to pop up that indicator in the lower part of our screen. Now, if I don't want to have that indicator on the lower part of my screen anymore, I might go, oh man, how am I going to get rid of that? Well, we're going to move on to the next menu, and I'll show you how to do it. You click on Charts, Indicators List, and that pops up a box that I'll bring right over, Nate. That pops up a box that shows us all of the indicators on our chart. I'll click once on Accelerator Oscillator, and then I'll click Delete, and it's gone off of our charts. As you can see here, it's gone. We no longer have that on our charts. If we go back to the Charts drop-down box, we can see Objects. And then we can choose Objects List. What this does is it shows us a list of all of the things that we drew on our charts. Arrows, labels, text, Fibonacci drawings, channels, trend lines. And if we don't like something, we can simply delete it. Whatever is highlighted will be deleted. And then we can clean up our charts by deleting objects off of the menu. We can also switch between bars, candlesticks, and line charts. I don't know what foreground chart really means. I don't know what that means, actually, so we'll just ignore it for now. I apologize for not knowing what that is. All right, time frames. It lets us change the time frame of the chart between 1 minute, 5 minutes, and so forth. Template lets us save or load a template, very similar to the button that we looked at a little bit earlier. Refresh will refresh the chart, reload the data, and get it back up and running maybe if something went wrong. Never really use that button. Grid will give us a set of dotted lines and squares all over our charts, which you can barely, if you can see that at all. I'm going to try to make that more visible. I'm going to press and hold down or right-click on the chart. Then I'm going to choose, I wonder if I can move this. I can't move this menu. I was going to see if I could move that over. All right, I'm going to press and hold down or right-click and choose Properties. Now I can move this over so you can see it maybe a little bit better. I'm not sure you can see that really well. Or you can. OK, great. You can see here that I can change the color of the grid. And I'm going to change that color to white. And maybe now it's a little bit more visible and you can see that on the chart. Now I don't like the grid, so I want to get rid of the grid. I'll click on Charts, Grid, and it's gone. There are also keyboard shortcuts for different types of things on the chart. Volumes, Control L. That will show you an indicator in the bottom of the screen that shows the volume. Volume in FX is the number of trades processed during each candle. It's not true, volume is not true trade size, but rather the number of trades in the world of currency trading. Auto scroll and chart shift are the same buttons that lock the chart in position at right. So we don't ever really use those inside of the chart menu. We usually use those on the buttons on the top of the screen here. We can zoom in and zoom out. We can do a step-by-step thing where we load one candle at a time historically. Or we can go to our chart properties, which pulls up all the colors of the chart, which we will look at in a few minutes in a separate lesson. Next, we can click on Tools. And tools will include taking a brand new trade with the New Order tool, the History Center, which pops up a box, which allows us to download historical price information from Metatrader. We'll cover that in a different lesson. Global variables, which we don't use. The meta language editor, which we don't use unless we're a programmer. And options. Options is a window where we can load the account login information. We can ask Metatrader to focus on or show period separators, show different lines on our charts. We can tell Metatrader that we want to have a maximum number of bars in history, which the lower this number is, the less memory Metatrader will take up. Maximum bars in charts. If you lower this number, you won't be able to scroll back as far, but it will use less memory when you're using Metatrader. Objects, you can actually choose how you deal with things that you draw on the charts. Not really important. We don't use that very often. Trades. This, I never, ever, ever look at this, but you might be interested in this. Look at size by default, last used or default. You can actually set a default trade size so that when you pop up the new trade window, you always have the trade size that you like the best already in there, and you don't have to worry about it. Sometimes your broker or dealer will offer one-click trading. If you click this box, it will pop up an agreement that says, yeah, I'm cool with just clicking on the chart and having a trade produced automatically. We don't want to do that ever. We don't ever want to do that. Expert advisors. These are settings that we use when we're trading with robots. Notifications. This will allow you to set up your mobile device with Metatrader and get notifications on your phones when trades are taken or closed or whatnot. Email. You can actually set Metatrader up to send you emails when a trade has completed or other things have happened. I don't recommend that you do this because you have to set up your own special email server and whatnot. FTP. If you want to send charts into the cloud or send data from your Metatrader elsewhere, you can set up what is called an FTP server. We don't use this. This is kind of an advanced feature in Metatrader that no one uses unless they are a programmer or already know how to do all of these things. Events. This is the menu of sounds that will play when Metatrader closes trades, connects, disconnects, and so forth. Community. You can log into the MQL5 community for bitter, angry conversation about trades that went wrong or whatever else people do on there. And signals. You can agree to use the signals database, but have settings that are important to you to accompany that. I never use that menu either. I don't think it will ever become important to you either. The next menu is window. You can tile your windows so they all create a nice organized layout. You can tile horizontally, which looks really weird, and so forth. And you can also switch between the active chart by clicking the name of that chart. Last of all, you can click on Help. There's all kinds of documentation, jobs, forums, the app stores, the apps, online search, video guides. I really recommend the video guides. There's some really good stuff here. Trading signals, copy trading, virtual hosting, how to purchase apps, where to find a trading robot. There's some good lessons on the Metatrader website, and if you're really lost or you want to go deeper into some of the stuff that Metatrader offers, you can click on those as well. All right, that's the wrap up of all these menu items across the board. When we come back, I want to talk about the order window and how you take an order, how you place a trade, and whatever else. I want to thank our sponsor, Forest Park FX. If you're interested in opening or doing FX trading, contact Forest Park FX to open an account and get cashback rebates on every trade you place. Go to forestparkfx.com. Forex trading carries a significant risk of loss. Terms and conditions will apply, and I will see you in the next lesson.